With the advent of COVID-19, technological advancement just accelerated, and one of the biggest challenges businesses faced was how to get their products out there and interface with their stakeholders online. Hello and welcome to Your Wealth, the show that talks all things money, money markets, and investments. Today we're going to zero in on digital marketing. Digital marketing has really popped up and shown its face as one of the key elements of business in this day and age. I'm excited because this evening I'm joined by Innocent Mushamba, an expert in digital marketing, to unpack the whole concept of digital marketing, to illustrate how in making money, in creating wealth, in investments, it's important now to really embrace technology and digital marketing. Welcome, Innocent.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be talking about what I love the most, which is digital marketing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I look forward. I'm excited. So let's just start with the very basics.
All right.
What is digital marketing? I mean, out there, people talk a whole lot. So can you start by defining the term?
Digital marketing. So
Yes.
can I start by defining what marketing is? Because a lot of times people want to separate. I think marketing as a principle really is about understanding what it is and then which channels you're using. So marketing is all about how you communicate, distribute, and exchange value, right? Okay. So you're selling a beverage, right? How do you actually communicate the value in the market to the people? That's what we call marketing. And so digital marketing is the art and science of how you communicate and exchange value on digital platforms like your social media, your email, your search engines, which people are now using a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I liked that you even went to the word marketing itself.
Oh, yeah.
So we're saying we're now marketing on these platforms.
Exactly.
So times have changed, as already illustrated. I think the only constant thing in business, in money markets, and so on and so forth, is change.
Change itself, yes.
And when change comes, so could you tell us, as times have changed, what is the importance of digital marketing in business, in entrepreneurship?
Because now, let me explain it this way. Business is all about how you convey a product or service, right, and be able to actually gain profit from it. Now, the question is, how do you lower costs and be able to reach your market, especially nowadays that everyone is on their mobile phone? I mean, we know that it takes about 4.8 to 5 seconds for somebody to actually get off their phone when they're driving. That's how much attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there's been an increase in the number of motor accidents because of that. So people's attention are on their mobile phones. So the question is, how do you get to the customer on mobile devices, right? Wow. So really, where the people are is where you want to be as a business. And so it's very much basic and fundamental to any business to be able to reach the people's attention where they are. They're on their mobile phones.
And you're talking about devices.
Oh, yeah.
So we're saying through all these devices, including in our pockets, the mobile phone,
yes,
we've got access to digital marketing.
Yes. So everyone is using social media, right? Everyone is using messenger apps. WhatsApp is the most used messenger app right now for communication. People find it impossible to spend 5 to 10 minutes without touching their phones. And so if you have that much leverage on a person's attention, you want to take advantage of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're saying people are posting on social media platforms, they're using their devices.
Oh, yeah.
What really is the heat of digital marketing? Could you please expand more?
Yeah. So it really depends on what you're selling and who you're selling to. So it comes obviously with the understanding of the audience that you're trying to reach. So I'll give you an example. If you're selling a mobile phone, right, people buy products for different reasons. So somebody might be into the camera, someone else is into the actual performance of the gadget, someone else is just into the look and feel, how does it feel, someone else is into the brand, what brand is it. So if you are selling a device, you're not going to sell the same way to all the people that want to buy from you. To those who want the camera, you're going to create adverts that speak about the camera. To those who like the performance, you're going to create adverts that speak about performance. Yes. So the question is, the people who like cameras, what platform are they on the most? So there's this thing that we call big data, which is why digital marketing is powerful. It is because now you can actually profile the audience according to their interests, their habits, their age, their demographics. So if they are on WhatsApp the most, like for the cameras, you're going to then use WhatsApp. If you find that the active audience that's likely to buy from you is on Facebook, you use Facebook.
Wow.
So the social media, the email marketing, the search engine optimization, some people just use search engines. They just search for terms. So you want to make sure that you actually appear on the top results. So
Wow.
the platform is determined by the audience.
So two things
Yeah.
maybe that caught my attention there. You said it's big data.
Yeah.
Big data.
Big
what?
data is basically people's information. So Google actually has a profile of you as Trinos because you're scrolling through the internet and every device has an address that they can pick up in terms of information.
Yes.
It knows what you like the most, the pages that you scroll on the most, the social media pages that you follow, and what it is that piques your interest the most when you're online.
Wow.
So
And
that
this
information is gold
this
for
is-
marketers.
This is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Information for any business.
Exactly.
In terms of reaching out to their clients.
Yeah.
Another thing that caught my attention, you're talking about devices. Perhaps you were
Mm.
looking at the perspective of the business itself
Oh, yeah.
or the client, is it? But I want to ask, so it's also important perhaps for businesses to be aware of gadgets and devices that would best suit the sort of digital marketing they want to engage in, confirm?
Yeah, true. So if you're going to be doing B2B marketing, for example, right,
Yes.
it's totally different from you doing retail, which is the mass consumer, right?
Okay.
If you're dealing with a business, if I was pitching a business, right, I would not aim for mobile phones per se. I would aim for the desktops, right? If you look at
Okay.
web traffic, right, data, and you can get this through Google Analytics, right, you'll find that a lot of the people who are key decision makers are actually on their desk. Right.
Okay.
So if I'm to do a B2B marketing strategy, I'm not going to go after the masses because they don't give me business. You see,
Yes.
I'm going to go after a procurement manager and the
Yes.
director of the company.
Yes.
So what am I going to do? I'll do a short video with a testimonial and just go into LinkedIn. That's the best platform for that. And I know they're going to be on their desktop looking at profiles, searching for people to hire, or procurement is looking for suppliers. So if I then get them at that point, I'm going to be able to do business with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it's a fire hose of information, but it's really opening up our minds to see how we can run our business through digital marketing. Don't go anywhere because after the break, we'll pick it up from where we left. Welcome back to Your World, the show that talks everything money, money markets, and investments. Today we've zeroed in on digital marketing in entrepreneurship and in business. And we're joined in studio by Innocent Mushamba, an expert in digital marketing. We have defined the term. We've actually had a lot of insights coming into what it is and how businesses have a lot of options and platforms. Perhaps we'll talk a bit more about the platforms later. But you defined marketing first. So my question is, can a business employ digital marketing only and neglect traditional marketing? Can you expand a bit more on those two concepts? Yeah.
So I think it depends on the nature of business, but in general terms, if you want to fail, you can try that strategy. Because what we call traditional marketing is the fundamentals. You have to have a value proposition for the business. You have to have premises, right? If you are selling particularly a product or service, you would have to have visible premises. And so traditional marketing will look at factors like print, right? Print is still very powerful. If you want to reach out to a managing director of a company, yes, you can use digital platforms, but why not just use the print media that they actually read? Because there's print media that is directly getting to the office of the person you want to do business with. So really, that's why I tried not to separate digital and traditional.
Yes.
Marketing is marketing. It depends on what platform you're using because of the audience.
So it's more of just the platform. Say actually traditional marketing now incorporates as well.
Exactly.
Digital marketing.
It works
say it's a digital
brilliantly.
platform.
It works brilliantly when you incorporate the two.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with the coming in of the pandemic, COVID-19, so a lot of people started selling things online. You talk of LinkedIn, Facebook,
Sure.
Instagram, and of course WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, yeah.
And the word e-commerce popped up.
Oh, yeah.
What is the difference between e-commerce and digital marketing? Like, what's e-commerce and what's digital marketing?
So look at the word commerce itself. It refers to trade. So commerce is an actual business. It's the trading of resources, right?
Yes.
So e-commerce is just basically the same. It is you having a supermarket, so to speak, which is online, where people can actually make purchases and be able to buy and sell goods. That's basically what e-commerce is. Digital marketing, on the other hand, is the means by which you grow your business. So marketing is a function of a business.
Yes.
The same thing as digital marketing is a function for an online business.
Okay.
So e-commerce is just basically taking your products and services online. That's what
Online.
it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for illustrating that demarcation. Want to digress a bit. There is always issue of language,
Ooh.
culture, you know, in anything,
Oh, yeah.
any aspect of business, in entrepreneurship, in enterprise.
Oh, yeah.
What's the link or what's the impact of digital marketing on culture, language, or vice versa? What's the impact of language and culture on digital marketing?
Yeah, so people are always in groups, right?
Yes.
If you want to define culture, you look at different elements, basically the stories that they've been told, their traditions and customs, and then heroes and common enemies, right? Each culture has a hero and it has common enemies. So digital marketing really, I spoke about big data, right?
Yes.
So Google right now has what we call Google Translate, which is translating all the languages in the world using artificial intelligence, right? So they aggregate data so that they can reach the consumer where they are. Because marketing is only going to be effective if you speak the language that I speak. If you're speaking my language, and if you are using cultural norms that relate with me, that's the only way you can reach me. So Google has really done a good job of trying to really understand the audience through gathering the data. And then when we're selling to you, we speak your language, we come with the cultural norms, the things that you're used to, and which leads to what is known as hyper-personalization. This is a principle now where, imagine this, let me put it this way. If you get an email that is generic saying, we're selling shoes, would you like 10% discount off? You'll be like, okay, yeah, maybe I actually want a shoe. But if somebody else comes and says, try no boots, you know, obviously this is going to pick your attention like,
Yeah.
they're speaking my language, and
Yeah.
then they know my name. They're starting with your name.
Yes.
That's the first thing, and then
Yes.
they're speaking your
Yes.
language.
Yes.
And it's something that is important. So really, language has had a big impact on how data has been aggregated, because you can only reach me if you speak my language in the way
So
that I
we're
understand.
saying when you are engaging in digital marketing as a business,
Oh, yeah.
you want to be cognizant of the culture, the norms,
Exactly.
the languages.
We manage social
and
media
actually,
for corporations, right? I run an advertising agency. You'll find that understanding culture is very important. I once ran a social media account for someone who was Muslim, right? So Islam is the fastest growing religion right now in Zimbabwe.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in terms of growth.
Yeah.
Okay, size obviously is Christianity,
But it's
then
growing
Exactly,
fast.
it's growing. If you're not cognizant of their holidays, the culture that Islam has, you can lose out on the actual messaging the customer has.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. And I think this whole concept is really coming with a lot of clarity, and a lot of people are taking notes
Oh, yeah.
to implement in their businesses. So business is there to make profit.
Oh, yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yes.
The top line is revenue.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bottom line is your
Profit.
profitability.
Exactly.
How do businesses maximize on their profits through digital marketing?
digital marketing.
Like, what's the fundamental?
What's the fundamental?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Now
So
pitching to an entrepreneur, like, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
cut
yeah.
the chase. How to make money?
Yes.
Why should I implement digital marketing? And
So there's such a thing called return on investment, and I think it's been thrown around quite a lot. The good thing about digital marketing is it's like a zenith of different factors. There's what we call marketing, there's sales, then there's customer service.
yes.
Digital marketing actually takes these principles and makes them viable on digital platforms. So what you want to do is to ask yourself, where can I get the most business? Who's my audience? That's the question. It's like an iceberg. You know, the Titanic actually hit an iceberg, right? But if the science tells you that the depth of the iceberg was a lot more than what was on the surface.
Yes.
So it's like that with social media. There are likes, there are comments, there's hits that you get on digital platforms. That's the surface. But beneath the surface, there's a bigger fish to fry, which is the iceberg at the bottom. What makes the iceberg strong? That's what we call data. Right. So digital platforms is about understanding the audience, as I've emphasized, right? And then having the information from these digital platforms to say, where can I get the most money? Then put and invest your best talent and your best investment on particularly that audience. So people get it wrong in that they want to have the likes and the whatever and the hits. But the question is, who is buying from me?
Who is buying from me?
Yeah.
I think there you have it. We can hear that absolutely the purpose of digital marketing is to create the world, to grow your money, to grow investment. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll have the final segment. Welcome back to Your Wealth, the show that looks at all things money, money markets, and investments. And today we are talking about building wealth through digital marketing. Joined in studio here by Innocent Mushamba, an expert in digital marketing. We've talked so much about marketing digitally, including defining terms and how we can be more proficient in that. The next question I would like to ask is, progress speeds up business development, right? And how then does one measure the effectiveness of digital marketing campaign or the progress they've made? We're talking about now analyzing the progress.
All right. So historically speaking, right, when it comes to measurement for any campaign, marketing really is a function of economics. So the first professors that looked at the discipline were economists. So obviously the first, metric that they would use was how much profit have we made. If we make more profit after a promotion, it means the promotion worked. That was the thinking. Right, but it has evolved over time with different metrics, right? These are values that you use to measure the impact of a campaign, right? In terms of you having actual results. So what you want to do is you start by objectives. What's our objective? Are we looking at volume of sales? Are we looking at brand? Because it has consistently been found that if you look at incremental cash flows from branded materials versus incremental cash flows from non-branded, the branded wins every time. And so look at Apple, for example. Apple's metrics will not be so much on the volume of sales per se. It is on the volume of how much has the brand impacted our bottom line, and testing out, okay, why are people buying from us? And that's why they have won over all the other mobile network, gadget companies like Samsung and what have you. Is because they've realized that branding is the gut feeling that people have. There needs to be an emotional connection with people. That's how you can get them to buy more from you. So the measurement really it depends on your objectives. Are you looking more at volume of sales? Are you looking more at the brand value? Are you looking more at just general profit? What is it, right? So you use what are called metrics to then see, okay, we did this campaign. What was our objective? Did we meet it or not? And then you test to see what's working and what's not.
So that really allays the fears of any entrepreneurs thinking, okay, how do I measure? And probably look at the impact.
It's pretty easy because digital marketing is powerful, particularly social media and messenger apps, because you can actually notice the difference to say, okay, we followed up on this particular customer, they bought from us. You can actually trace it to say, okay, it came from a digital platform. We then reached out with a call. They made a buying decision. You can measure that in real time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So I want to shift our attention to running our business.
Right.
Business is risk-taking. Risk. There's risk in business. What are the risks associated with digital marketing?
All right.
I think when we go online, we just think of hacking and all those sort of things just as lay people. So perhaps that will also be entangled in your response. And also, how do we handle any form of risk that might be associated with digital marketing?
So there are many risks. Well, the primary risk is the brand. Because you can actually have people say negative things about any of your services or products. And if people believe it, they're going to stop buying from you because somebody tweeted or retweeted or someone influential said something negative about what you're selling. And so that's a risk factor on its own. You want to make sure that whatever comes out in the public eye or how your product and service is serving the people is on point. So that first risk is, how do you manage the brand and reputation? Reputation can destroy a business, right? So that's the first thing. And the second thing, obviously, is security. So you want to protect your own platforms, because if somebody then gets in and gives misinformation, that also harms the business. So basically, those are the risks that are there. How you mitigate it is you want to have a very controlled environment for the people that are working within your business, right? Meaning that if you have a platform like your website, you want to make sure that it actually has encryption on it that protects your information so nobody can just get in. The same thing with your social media accounts. You want to make sure that you actually have people that are trustworthy, that are handling the accounts. And if you can afford it, there's software that actually protects you from hacking. Yeah, it's relatively expensive, mostly made for corporates, but it is worth it. Sure. If you're a corporation and you really need your accounts protected,
you definitely
can
want
just have software that boosts up your encryption. But basically, when you look at Meta, which encapsulates Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, they have very good encryption on their social media platforms. They generally do. So, in case
I've seen WhatsApp writing encryption Your
Yes.
encryption has been changed, whatever.
Oh yeah,
So
most of the hacking is
yeah.
consensual. You won't know that it's happening. It can come in as someone who's emailing you or somebody who's speaking to you on social media with a ghost account that is meant to put in a virus or to hack into the system. Normally that's how that happens. So it's just about you now being careful how you respond to people who you allow access, and don't consent to things you don't understand, basically. Yeah.
Wow, I think so much information there, a fire hose of information, and so much more I think we can talk about, but we've talked about substantial issues in terms of digital marketing that are helpful. Perhaps to be conclusive, not that it's a conclusive matter, but for now, what would be your last words to businesses, to corporates, to entrepreneurs, in terms of, you know, the investments, money markets, so on and so forth, in line with digital marketing? What are your parting shots?
Information is now free. They say for you to be an expert in anything, you have to spend 10,000 hours, right? Particularly these days with digital marketing, you can sit down on YouTube and educate yourself first before you want to hire anyone or whatever you. Sometimes they hire people, right? And we don't know how effective they are because we don't understand what digital marketing is all about. So I represent Marketers Association of Zimbabwe. They have some beautiful courses where I lecture as well. I've been lecturing there for 5 years. You can get training and you can get industry experts that help you, right, to actually move forward. And particularly now, there is the Business Institute launched by Mars, which has sales, it has digital practitioners, and also has customer service. So invest in educating yourself, whatever means possible that there is, and don't be afraid to try out things. If you're going to run Facebook ads, put money in it. Put $200 in it, $300. I mean, you run billboards for thousands of dollars. Why not just try Facebook? You'll be amazed with the results that you get.
Yes. There you have it from the expert. Invest in your digital marketing as a business to grow your money, to have a return on investment, a powerful return on investment there. That's all we had for you today. And until next time, remember to stay tuned and also to invest in digital marketing. So from our guest, Innocent Mushamba, and from myself, Trinos Dongo, and the amazing crew that's constantly and efficiently behind the scenes, thank you for viewing. Enjoy the rest of your viewing and have a very good night.